yeah, how to mess up your multimeter. You can switch it on and I get a display, but you go plug in the blooming thing in and what does it do? You touch it on a battery to test it and the display does absolutely nothing. Nothing, not a thing. So that's kind of my fault. So I've got my spare motorcycle battery. I call it a spare, but it's just I use it for kind of auxiliary jobs really, if I'm testing a circuit on something or checking a bulb or whatever. So I fully charged it and I used my multimeter to check its charge, and I got a reading of 12.45 volts, but now I'm getting nothing. I don't know how I managed to do it, but I knocked the dial over to the amperage settings, and anyone who knows anything about multimeters knows that will fry your circuits, possibly. And I don't know what caused that, to be honest with you. I must have just inadvertently dialed it round. Stupid, dumb thing to do. The thing to do is have it on the 20 volts setting, 20 volts DC. You just want it on the setting which is the next one above what you're expecting. Obviously this is a 12 volt motorcycle battery. So we need to get to the insides of this and just see whether or not we can sort out this problem. But as you can see, we've got a display, we just don't have any movement on the readings. So we just need to perhaps check fuses and things like that. So now I'm not an electronics expert or anything like that, so I don't know anything about the circuitry in these little things, but what I do know is that you can always have a look and see if you see anything obvious. Should probably just turn that to the off position, shouldn't we? Makes sense. Okay, what have we here? Let's take these out. Okay, so I'm figuring we might just need to check these two little fuses. I've got some spares, so let's see. Just so happens I have another multimeter plugged in and now switched on. Okay. Nothing there. Okay. The fuse is gone. Same with that one. Well, they're definitely blown, so that should just be a straightforward matter of replacing these, and as long as we've not fried any of the circuits, just a suitable size replacement. Now I don't know, these might be too big, as in the wrong rating, but if it works, it works. But of course you've got to remember, are you actually protecting your circuits? And is the fuse doing its job? But only time will tell. Batteries back in. Lid back on. Okay, we'll set it to 20 volts. leads plug back in. And the real trick now is just checking to see whether or not we've got voltage or a reading, because we've definitely got voltage. And there you go. Thankfully those fuses managed to save the multimeter. I was just trying to check the battery voltage, as I normally only use this to check voltage across the battery. You'd normally just have it on the DC side, 20 volts if you're checking a 12 volt battery. And often I'm just doing an ohms reading just to check whether we've got something like a circuit break. So you'd expect to see infinite resistance on a break, or just a zero reading if you've got continuity. And occasionally I use it to check an actual resistance value, for example through a coil or something like that. But what I don't do is ever use the ammeter side. I've got no clue how I managed to turn the dial round there when I was trying to check the voltage value. But fortunately those fuses saved it. Disaster averted. Catch you on the next one. Well, that was a quick fix, but that's all it was really. In truth, what I should have done is check the rating of the fuses I took out and the rating of the fuses I was putting back in to make sure they were the right ones, because essentially what I've really done is just recreated the circuit, allowing it to function. But of course that doesn't mean that it's going to protect the device if I put a fuse in it's too big. So if you do this yourself, just make sure you know what you're taking out and you know what you're putting back in. Just check the user manual for that particular device. If you haven't got the original manual in the original box, then just Google it. So I'm fairly confident that's okay, and worst case, if it blows, I can get another one. They're not that expensive, but I just thought I would point that out as just a footnote.